Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian, and welcome back to Space Quest 6, The Spinal Frontier. Things are not quite as spinal as we would, appreciate them to be right now. We're in an apartment. It's grimy, it's grungy, it's dirty. There's a rubber ducky over here. I think it's rubber anyway. Everything else seems to be kind of rubbery. So we still need to get out of this door. Now, we can just run the keycard through. And, well, let's do that then. There we go. Well, we have escaped. Yay! Although, not quite.
Well. The worm is out of the hole. So, you have to ask yourself, do I feel lucky?
Tremendously.
Well, do I, punk?
I don't know what he's referring to, himself or... I don't know. Okay, let's just go out here and see what happens. Or not. Okay, so there's a force field.
Boy, this terrace is a nice change from the stink-laden confines of that apartment.
Except I'm still in the stink-laden confines of that apartment. Okay, this out here is the force field turny-offy thing.
This appears to be a damping field controller unit. At least it looks like most of the other damping field controller units you've ever seen. And you've seen quite a few.
Okay, cool. I didn't know we were such an expert. This duty Mahdi here doesn't seem to be in any hurry to end our lives, but let's give him an opportunity, shall we?
Go away.
Oh, no, really, I really want...
Go away.
No. So you're still talking to the back of my head. Here, come on, let me get in your face and let's try that again.
Go away.
All right, look, it's time for fisticuffs.
You summon the ability to leave it alone.
God damn it. There is some stuff we can have a look at here. For
a box
instance,
of Mahdi's, behavioral modification, Euro circuit chips, lies under the desk.
Now, remember, I hinted briefly that there were something about these Mahdi's. There's one in the other room as well. Let's just pick one up and see what it is.
You poke and prod amongst the Mahdi's until you find a Mahdi labeled churlish. Being intrigued by the word, you glom it. Incidentally, you might want to look up the word churlish before you do anything stupid.
As he just said, they are behavioral modification Mahdi's. These guys can insert them in the back of their heads, and it changes their moods and their so churlish means, well, let's just see what churlish does to him.
Wow, he really creased your can. Pretty impressive. Maybe not from your point of view, of course.
My point of view is pretty much perpendicular to the floor. Anyway, churlish. I'm not entirely sure what the definition is, but it is, angry, upset, something combative. I don't know. Anyway, we can peel off the label.
The corner of the label in this Mahdi seems to be loose.
Is it just me, or does it almost look like that spells cunt in the cursor thing? That might just be me. Anyway, we got rid of the Mahdi, and that's because there is a different Mahdi in here. Now, yay for pixel hunting, but I did point it out in the last episode. Here we go.
You now possess the Mahdi.
Yes! Now, this is a Burlesk Mahdi. God only knows what they use this for.
It's a Burlesk Mahdi.
And since Roger apparently has sticky substance under his fingers, I mean, he could do this with the photo and the ID card in the first episode, so here we go. We just stick that on there. Maybe there was some adhesive left, but anyway, now it says E. Churlish.
Pretty cool looking, huh?
Again, just a standard description. I'm sure there's a description for this in the resource files, but anyway. Let's hand Burlesk off to him with the Churlish Mahdi. On the label, and see what that does to his mood.
Thinking it was the churlish Mahdi, he pops it in place.
I don't know what we're watching. I didn't know what we were watching when I was when I was 15 years old, and I don't know what I'm watching right now. Also, he completely and utterly fucked off. I don't know if he just threw himself out of a window that's off screen or something, but he is now gone forever.
You're reasonably certain that this door won't budge without a key card of some sort.
Fine, Dad, I'll use the key card. Right, so we are now on our own, and we should be able to escape. Theoretically. He did drop his belt, though.
It has a couple of things attached to it.
Excellent description, Mr. Owens. Let's have a look at it.
It's Nigel's belt, complete with a damping field actuator and a nifty personal grooming assistant.
Personal grooming, yes. We shall fondle it and poke it and heal.
This is a personal grooming assistant.
And it's seen use, apparently. Cool, I'll have it. And
It's the damping field actuator.
yes, this one is quite necessary. The other one is quite grossy poo. So let's just hit this one. Yay, we can now walk outside. And do diddly squats. No one is coming to rescue us. So let's make someone come and rescue us. First, we need to do some research. What is this?
It hurts your eyes to look at that. In fact, you feel a major headache coming on.
My apologies. Okay, what's this?
This box is full of Daddies. Daddies are modules which, when inserted into intercranial slots, give the user complete knowledge of whatever topic is programmed into that particular Daddy.
Interesting. Mahdi's
You
and
rummage
Daddies?
around in the box to look for something useful, but all you find is an almost complete set of line dancing in zero-G Daddies. Only Volume 2, the Achy Breaky, appears to be missing.
What a fucking shame, I wanted that. Anyway, like I said, let's do some research. Research is what you do on a computer, mainly.
Your search through the CDs reveals a bunch of typically boring multimedia magazines.
They still make
A
those.
multimedia phone book. Too
These-
bad there aren't any phones around here.
Yes. Let's
The
try again.
Outpost Project Survival Guide.
Bruce Balfour created a space sim, an ill-fated space sim for Sierra called Outpost. But he was also involved tangentially in pitching ideas for a Space Quest 5, which then ended up being Space Quest 6. I explained all that in the first episode. Let's look for some more shit.
Successful People Managing Techniques by Carm Trebus. Funny, it's empty.
Yes, I don't know who Carm Trebus is referring to. I'm sure the comments will enlighten me on that.
MF-DOS for idiots, morons, and phoebes.
This was back when the For Dummies books had just about come out and were big and mighty.
Curing Xenon on 5 buckazoids a day.
I assure you there is a point to this.
Discovering your inner maggot.
Not that one.
How to become assigned to being a corporate creative genius without really trying.
I think this was a dig at the current corporate climate at Sierra at the time, but...
This might be worth checking out. It's a copy of Popular Tektronics.
Right. That was the most detailed pickup animation I've seen in this game yet. Let's have a seat and let's check out the Popular Oh, what the fuck is going on over here? Yum, yum, indeed. Right. There you are. From Datacorder to homing beacon. Fast. In search of the elusive multiple organism. You know what? I want to read this one first. Since the dawn of time, men and women have searched for the multiple organism. Some say that it's just a myth. Others claim that it existed at one time, but that the effects of toxic waste, pollution, and electromagnetic forces throughout the universe have made the multiple organism extinct. This writer, for one, has searched all her adult life for the excitement of contact with one of these elusive creatures. The thought of seeing a multiple organism sends a thrill through me. I hope with my entire essence that multiple organisms do exist. On some level, I thought the entire page would scroll. It did not. And that one day, I may meet up with them, just to say hi. Funny. Okay, alright. Yes, you too can make a homing beacon from simple household goods. Chief among the devices you can use is the Datacorder, because that's what it says in the fucking title. Which, with a few adjustments, sends out a powerful signal to potential rescuers who could be light years away. First, open your Datacorder. Inside you'll find chips, IRK settings, and plates. If you correctly alter these settings, you'll soon be home by the fire with a cup of nog. Of course, any mistakes could result in a barbecue with you as the entree, but let's not worry about that. We'll describe the details in the next issue, because we're absolute tits. Can I have a look at this thing? This is
Way
gross.
too disgusting.
Right, let's have a big old snog, shall we?
I'm not going to put my lips on that.
I beg to differ.
I'm not touching that, and you can't make me.
Go touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it! Alright, all that aside, it is now time for the infamous, much maligned, and pretty universally despised DataCorder puzzle. Dum 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 dum. The DataCorder puzzle is, as the popular Tektronix thing hinted, is the way to actually escape this apartment D thing. If you modify the DataCorder to exact specifications and stand around here with the dampening field deactivated, you will be rescued. It comes in the form of, let's have a look here, a logic puzzle. Now, a little story time, ladies and janitors. Story time is that the solution to this puzzle was meant to be in the CD-ROM we just looked at. Actually, maybe, I think it was supposed to be a different, yes, actually, it was supposed to be a different CD-ROM. There's supposed to be this little comic book CD-ROM that actually had the solution in it, but not the, the flat-out solution, the hints for what to do with it. Now, actually, the hints got put in the manual instead because near the end of the game's development cycle, after Josh had left the company and Scott Murphy had taken over, Josh rang up Scott and said, okay, so what about this, comic book CD-ROM that was supposed to be in the apartment with the DataCorder hints in it? Did you ever get around to doing that? And Scott was like, nah, you know what? It was, we're down to crunch time, and it was on the nice-to-have list, and we just didn't finish it, but we're almost done with the game now. And Josh just flipped the fucking lid and went, are you insane? That thing had the solution to the DataCorder puzzle, and the most intricate puzzle in the entire game, and Scott just went, oh, so that's what that was for. So, as a last-minute resort, they actually put the hints in the manual. And people thought it was the copy protection. And in 1996, it was kind of weird to have copy protection on CD-ROM games, because back then CD burners were really expensive, and it just wasn't feasible for, home computer users to pirate CD-ROM games. So most CD-ROM games came without copy protection, completely DRM free, before anyone knew what the hell DRM was. So that was a bit weird to have the hints in the manual. Now, I would have loved to show you the manual. I mean, I've got the box back here, and the manual. Well, it's not even the manual. It's this little this faux magazine. Popular Janitronics, which has like cutesy little fake articles and shit. And Space Quest 4 had the same thing. Space Quest 5 had the Galactic Inquirer. Space Quest 4 had the Space Piston magazine, and the hints were on the last page of the Popular Janitronics manual. And it even has my own little scribbles from when I was 15, trying to solve the DataCorder. It has little circles around the actual answers and shit. It's gone. I can't find it. I've looked everywhere. I've flipped this house from top to bottom. I've looked in all the game boxes. It's gone. I know it exists because I've seen it with my own eyes, and the box is there, so it's got to be around here somewhere, but I can't show it to you. I wanted to show it to you, and I can't. So what I'm going to do instead is just finish this puzzle, and maybe, hopefully in the future, there will be a video on this channel that says, I found my Popular Janitronics, and then I'll, show it to you. But right now, let's just finish this fucking thing. As you can see here, we've got all the chips and IRK settings, and these little chips come off. And you're supposed to swap these out, swap out the chips, and then change around the IRK settings. And if you do that right, then interesting stuff happens. So, fast forward. And there we go. That's the solution. Yay.
You should close the faceplate before turning the power on.
Sorry, Dad. I'll do that. Here we go. Homing beacon! So, now we just wait, I guess. Don't have to wait long, because here comes rescue! And a very oddly 3D rendered kind of rescue, but anyway. Oh, look at it, Bob! Look at it go!
Hey! Here's your fish!
Oh, there he was. Cheers. Get used to that line. It's gonna come back to haunt us a couple of times. Here we go. Cheerio,
Stella,
stranger.
You picked up my homing signal.
Who now?
I can't believe I actually made it work.
Yeah, me neither.
Now no one can say I spent a little bit too much free time in the bathroom with Popular Tektronix.
I think that was a hint
Popular
to when it...
Tektronix, who are you trying to kid? I know what you were reading in there.
What was that voice, Roger? I thought I heard something.
Pay no attention, Stellar. It was probably just a mechanical
She hears it
flatulence from the
too?
ship.
I don't get it.
Anyway, we received a transmission from a nearby Starcon communications monitoring platform.
Who are you
They
talking
told
to?
us of
You're
some
facing,
unusual signal
like,
originating
nothing.
from the area of polysorbate 60. We dialed it in, scanned the coordinates, and found you.
In less than 2 seconds.
So what are you doing in this sector, Stellar? I thought you were stationed on the SCS Heinz 57.
And she fucks
I
off
am.
enough.
I had some leave accumulated and decided to take it. This is kind of embarrassing for me.
I know, but if you turn around, you'll be addressing me instead of the transporter. That would be cool. You don't have to be embarrassed about
I actually
that.
came to see you.
Aww.
I've been thinking about you a lot lately, and I was curious about what you'd been up to, so...
No, you didn't blink and miss
decided to
something.
visit.
We've never met
When
this
I
woman
arrived
before.
Here, I found you had just left for shore leave on polysorbate. I decided to follow you down and try and catch up with you.
I mean, we as the players.
When I got to that dump
Roger
of an inn and
apparently
found
has.
you'd been kidnapped by those thugs, I searched around, but could find no trace of where they'd taken you. That certainly is a strange place. I decided to beam back up to the deep ship and try to locate you through your transport communicator signal. When I'd returned,
I didn't know
found
I had
you left
one of
it up
those.
here on the ship. I didn't know what to do then until that call came through from the Starcon
So she was
installation.
just sitting there going,
You're
I
a
wanna
lucky
talk
man,
to
Wilco.
Roger. Who does that?
Yeah, I guess I am. If you
No,
hadn't
he's
gotten there
addressing
when
the
you
ceiling.
did, I'd probably be a victim of some serious cement poisoning after those geeks chucked me off that balcony.
They weren't going to
Terrace.
do that.
What?
Well, actually, it was a terrace.
Yeah, that's the important
Whatever.
part. Let's focus on that.
Thanks, Stellar. I sure owe you a big one.
I'd sure like to collect that sometime. But let's talk about you and me.
Don't worry,
Perhaps
I'll explain
I could
some
take
things.
you to dinner sometime soon.
Just a tick.
I'd like that, Stellar. I'd like that a lot. The thing is that I kind of have a relationship with another, and I wouldn't feel very comfortable about that. I mean, it wouldn't be fair to her. You understand?
Now breathe in this romantic moment, because this is
Not
the
to mention
only time
fact
the
I'd be
game will
wearing my
acknowledge
sphincter for a necklace if Beatrice ever
Beatrice.
found out.
I hope you do understand.
Also, he
Stellar.
pronounces her
I like
Beatrice.
you. I think I even more than like you. I don't know where I got this inordinate sense of loyalty toward Beatrice.
Beatrice.
I believe the word that explains that is fear.
Pound sand, pal. Please know that were the situation any different, I'd be making that date with you right now.
She's not listening. She's having a look at
I
the
see.
transporter.
Friends, co-workers, buddies. That's all this is gonna be. I guess I knew it somewhere inside. I just didn't want to believe it.
Well, sorry you had to
I guess
travel
I
all this
admire
way.
your trueness
I
of heart,
guess.
however misplaced. But I feel much more inclined to damn you
Shouldn't
for
really
it.
be
I
smiling
know
about
that's
that.
selfish, but it's how I feel.
All right, I'll be damned.
I must admit it shows something more about you, more depth of character than I gave you credit for,
This
Wilco.
game has depth of character.
I'm patient. If you ever have a change of heart.
Patient and terribly lonely,
well,
apparently.
Roger, we should see what we can find out about those subhuman walking dumpsters that had such a keen interest in you. I don't
You know,
suppose
since you
heard
won't go
their
out with me,
names.
let's do some sleuthing instead. How about that?
No, but I did get this neat personal grooming assistant. It needs a little cleaning, but
He actually picked that up because he
That's
wants
great,
to use
Roger.
it.
Don't clean it, though. Take it to the sick bay. There's a DNA analyzer there. We can scan the contents and perhaps use the results to get some names and information about these guys.
Yeah, we could. Or we could,
good thinking,
just
Stellar.
go home and
I
shave each
probably
other.
would have thought of it, eventually.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have, Roger. Look, I've got to go to sick bay and get some treatment for my back after that not-so-graceful rescue.
Yeah, I'm kind of a
that.
heavy shithead,
Sorry.
aren't I?
Well, I'll see you there.
Does anyone else feel awkward after
Commander?
that scene?
I am receiving a message from StarCon.
Never mind. It's time for some plot intrigue.
Computer on screen.
Boom, 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 boom. Not sponsored by Sprint.
Hello, Commander Kilbasa. I have a new directive for Deep Ship 86.
Ah, he's a toolman. That's the
This is actually
dickhead
a
who demoted
special
us.
request from me, Commander. As you may know, I served with Admiral Blunfang during the Fallopian Campaign.
I have no idea what
Admiral
that is.
Blunfang's widow is involved in building an off-world retirement community. They are almost finished, but have requested assistance from Deep Ship 86. Commander,
That would be us.
please extend her every courtesy. You know, if things go well, this would not look too bad in your personnel file. I will let Sharpay, the Admiral's widow, explain further.
Why does he have such a breathy voice? We will never know.
Hello,
Ah!
Commander Kilbasa. As Admiral Toolman mentioned, we have almost completed our project here, but could use StarCon assistance. To be honest, Commander, I pulled a few strings, but this is an important
Recognize the voice?
mission.
Yeah,
I
we just had a
assure
conversation
you.
with her a moment ago. It's the
Since you are
Sharpay
scheduled to be present for the
Stellar has the
dedication
same
of
voice.
the Golden Light Years Retirement Center anyway, I hoped you might alter your travel plans to accommodate an earlier arrival.
This is basically her Stellar voice if she leans
From the
in and gets a little
information provided
squeaky.
me by my old friend, the
British.
Admiral, you would be able to warp here within a few hours.
Warp, trademark.
I require some assistance from your ship, as well as one of your crew members.
Yes, we shall send our finest male escort to
Allow
your
me
room
to
immediately, madam. And she just does a ventriloquism act after that.
Meanwhile, back in sickbay,
Dun 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 dun. Everyone's dead, there's blood everywhere. Never mind, but there's a huge fucking slug creature. Okay, time for a bit of explanation. I am not one to harp on anyone's physical appearance. Lord knows with these teeth, how could I? But there were, at the time of this release, a couple of perturbed comments made by fans as to, first of all, where the hell is Beatrice? Well, you just saw all that is ever mentioned of Beatrice in the game at all. It was a one throwaway line. Second, who the fuck is this Stella Santiago person? And three, what's up with the forehead ridges? Is she a Klingon? Is she, like, pushing 50 or 60? Is she just a weird specimen, non-human kind of thing? And admittedly, her intention, as far as Josh Mandel said, he actually said that on my podcast, so you can go back and listen to it. There's a whole episode about Bea versus Stellar, and I've got Josh Mandel himself talking about the inspiration behind Stellar. But the TLDR of that is that Stellar was actually supposed to be kind of a Roger groupie kind of thing, because this is now so far into the future, from Space Quest 1 into the future, that Roger is sort of being taught in academies as this, this doofus who saved the galaxy kind of, on a whim. So she's kind of a Roger groupie. So she's made his acquaintance, and they've been friends, and they, maybe had an adventure or two in between Space Quest 5 and 6 that we don't know anything about. So she went for kind of a social visit. And apparently also to profess her love. Now, none of this is explained, thank you, tongue, in Space Quest 6 whatsoever. It didn't make it in because there were a lot of things in Space Quest 6 that were meant to make it in, but didn't as a result of Josh Mandel leaving the project and Scott Murphy taking over. As to her appearance, and I know this is a superficial topic, but really it has been a topic of discussion, male pigs in the 90s being male pigs in the 90s, but Josh himself says that the eventual design of Stellar, in particular the whole forehead thing, was not what he was expecting, and kind of a creative choice, I'd say, that it's not what was in his design document, and frankly, I have no idea what happened. There's she was just supposed to be a regular human-y type about Roger's age. It's not really explained if she's from another planet or if she had, I don't know, surgery or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, there is no good goddamn explanation for the whole forehead thing. Other than some graphic designer took a chance, and it was a strange chance. Also, have you noticed the booties on people in this game? Look at Roger's booty there. Stellar has a caboose of her own, and this guy, oh god, I hope he moves. I mean, you saw, yeah, come on, fat boy. Dude, go fetch something. Never fucking mind. Alright, insert clip of his booty here. That is a giant Jabba slug booty. So sorry, am I blocking your way? You don't have a booty, so I don't want to get in your face. Anyway, let's do some sleuthing in the next episode. Let's get busy and freaky with finding out exactly what... Am I blocking your way? I'm sorry. Just go over here then. I'll hop in this cage. Stand over here in the corner, feeling ashamed. Shamed and defeated. Yes, in the next episode, we shall start investigating and sleuthing and figure out just what in the hell has happened these past 2 or 3 episodes. What the fuck was I doing? There is an answer, I promise you, but we shall find out in the new year, in 2018, yes. So, until then, please like, subscribe, do whatever you kids do. Do leave me a comment, because Lord knows I love the comments. And Happy New Year, and, well, Christmas is over by the time you're watching this. So, well, I hope you had a happy one of those. And shit, I'll see you in the new year. Until then, around the Chrono Stream. Tootly ditski pipski. Shut the fuck up.